Okay, tonight is the 9th of August, and this is the 24th time we are speaking on the Digha Nikaya Suttas. Now we come to Sutta 31, Sigalaka Sutta, or Sigalovada Sutta. It's about this man, Sigala, or Sigalaka. Thus have I heard. Once the Lord was staying at Rajagaha, at the squirrels' feeding place in the bamboo grove, and at that time Sigalaka, the householder's son, having got up early and gone out of Rajagaha, was paying homage with wet clothes and hair, and with joined palms to the different directions, to the east, the south, the west, north, nadir, and zenith. And the Lord, having risen early and dressed, took his robe and bowl, and went to Rajagaha for alms. And seeing Sigalaka paying homage to the different directions, he said, "Householder's son, why have you got up early to pay homage to the different directions?" And he said, "Lord, my father, when he was dying, told me to do so. And so, Lord, out of respect for my father's words, which I revere, honor, and hold sacred, I have got up thus early to pay homage in this way to the 6 directions." And the Buddha said, "But householder's son, that is not the right way to pay homage to the 6 directions according to the Aryan discipline." And he asked, "Well, Lord, how should one pay homage to the 6 directions according to the Aryan discipline? It would be good if the Blessed Lord were to teach me the proper way to pay homage to the 6 directions according to the Aryan discipline." And the Buddha said, "Then listen carefully, pay attention, and I will speak." "Yes, Lord," said Sigalaka. And the Lord said, "Young householder, it is by abandoning the 4 defilements of action, or the 4 defiling actions, by not doing evil from the 4 causes, by not following the 6 ways of wasting one's substance, through avoiding these 14 evil ways, that the Aryan disciple covers the 6 directions, and by such practice becomes a conqueror of both worlds, so that all will go well with him in this world and the next. And at the breaking up of the body after death, he will go to a good destination, a heavenly world." So this Sigala, just because his father asked him to pay homage to the 6 directions for security, for blessings from the devas and all that, so he followed. But the Buddha said this is not the way to do it. And so here the Buddha is going to explain. What are the 4 defilements of action that are abandoned? Taking life is one. Taking what is not given is one. Sexual misconduct is one. Lying speech is one. These are the 4 defiling actions that he abandons. Thus the Lord spoke. And the wayfarer, having spoken, the teacher added, "Taking life and stealing, lying, adultery, the wise reproof. What are the 4 causes of evil from which he refrains? Evil actions springs from desire, chanda. It springs from ill will or anger, dosa. It springs from delusion, moha. It springs from fear, bhaya. If the Aryan disciple does not act out of desire, anger, delusion or fear, he will not do evil from any one of the 4 causes." Thus the Lord spoke. And the wayfarer, having spoken, the teacher added, "Desire and anger or hatred, fear and delusion, he who breaks the law through these loses all his fair repute, like the moon at waning time. Desire and hatred, fear and delusion, he who never yields to these grows in goodness and repute, like the moon at waxing time." Stop here for a moment. So here the basic 4 defiling actions are not to kill, not to steal, not to engage in sexual misconduct, and not to lie. And we do evil because of 4 reasons, 4 causes. Because of desire. Sometimes we desire something, then we steal, we commit sexual misconduct and all that. And because of anger, sometimes we may kill. or hatred. And because of delusion, we might also do something wrong. And because of fear, sometimes some people, they see the snake come into their house, out of fear they kill the snake first. So these are the 4 causes of doing wrong. And which are the 6 ways of wasting one's substance that he does not follow? Addiction to strong drink and sloth-producing drugs is one way of wasting one's substance. Haunting the streets at unfitting times is one. Attending fairs is one. Being addicted to gambling is one. Keeping bad company is one. Habitual idleness is one. There are these 6 dangers attached to addiction to strong drink and sloth-producing drugs. Present waste of money, increased quarreling, liability to sickness, loss of good name, indecent exposure of one's person, and weakening of the intellect. There are these 6 dangers attached to haunting the streets at unfitting times. One is defenseless and without protection, and so are one's wife and children, and so is one's property. One is suspected of crimes, and false reports are pinned on one, and one encounters all sorts of unpleasantness. There are these 6 dangers attached to frequenting fairs. One is always thinking, where is there dancing? Where is there singing? Where are they playing music? Where are they reciting? Where is there hand clapping? Where are the drums? There are these 6 dangers attached to gambling. The winner makes enemies. The loser bewails his loss. One wastes one present wealth. One's word is not trusted in the assembly. One is despised by one's friends and companions. One is not in demand for marriage, because a gambler cannot afford to maintain a wife. There are these 6 dangers attached to keeping bad company. Any gambler, any glutton, any drunkard, any cheat, any trickster, any bully is his friend, his companion. There are these 6 dangers attached to idleness. Thinking it's too cold, one does not work. Thinking it's too hot, one does not work. Thinking it's too early, one does not work. Thinking it's too late, one does not work. Thinking I'm too hungry, one does not work. Thinking I'm too full, one does not work. Thus the Lord spoke. And the well-farer, having spoken, the teacher added, Some are drinking mates, and some profess their friendship to your face. But those who are your friends in need, they alone are friends indeed. Sleeping late, adultery, picking quarrels, doing harm, evil friends and stinginess, these 6 things destroy a man. He who goes with wicked friends and spends his time in wicked deeds, in this world and the next as well, that man will come to suffer woe. Dicing, quenching, drinking too, dancing, singing, daylight sleep, untimely prowling, evil friends and stinginess destroy a man. He plays with dice and drinks strong drink, and goes with others' well-loved wives. He takes the lower, baser course, and fades away like waning moon. The drunkard, broke and destitute, ever thirsting as he drinks, like stone in water, sinks in depth, soon bereft of all his skin. He who spends his days in sleep and makes the night his waking time, ever drunk and lecherous, cannot keep a decent home. Too cold, too hot, too late, they cry, thus pushing all their work aside, till every chance they might have had of doing good has slipped away. But he who reckons cold and heat as less than straws, and like a man undertakes the task in hand, his joy will never grow the less. So here it's all about the 6 ways of wasting one's substance. A lot of people, when we are young, we are full of energy, and so we never think about this. And drink, as they say, wine, women, and song. So we enjoy too much. After some time, we will feel the effect. Some people enjoy too much and all their blessings used up. And then they find they have cancer, they have this disease, they have that disease. So one is addiction to strong drink and drugs. Another one is haunting the streets at unfitting times. Sometimes you see in the newspaper, a lot of people get into trouble because they go out in the very late at night, or you can see early hours of the morning, 2 or 3 a.m. Then they get into either they are robbed, they are raped, kidnapped or anything, murdered also sometimes. Third one is frequenting fairs or shows, always going where there is entertainment. Then gambling. This one is referring to a perpetual gambler, addicted to gambling. And then keeping bad company. When we keep whatever company, we are influenced by the company. So that's why it's very dangerous for young people to mix with the wrong company. And then laziness, always giving an excuse not to work. And the Buddha continued, householder's son, there are these 4 types who can be seen as foes in friendly guise. In other words, friends who are really foes or enemies. The man who is all take is one, the great talker is one, the flatterer is one, and the fellow spendthrift is one. These are the 4 types of friends who are actually foes or enemies. The man who is all take can be seen to be a false friend for 4 reasons. He takes everything. He wants a lot for very little. What he must do, he does out of fear, and he seeks his own ends, his own benefit. The great talker can be seen to be a false friend for 4 reasons. He talks of favors in the past and in the future. He mouths empty phrases of goodwill. And when something needs to be done in the present, he pleads inability owing to some disaster. The flatterer can be seen to be a false friend for 4 reasons. He assents to bad actions. He dissents from good actions. He praises you to your face, and he disparages you behind your back. The fellow spendthrift can be seen to be a false friend for 4 reasons. He is a companion when you indulge in strong drink, when you haunt the streets at unfitting times, when you frequent fairs, and when you indulge in gambling. Thus the Lord spoke. And the wayfarer having spoken, the teacher added, the friend who seeks what he can get, the friend who talks but empty words, the friend who merely flatters you, the friend who is a fellow wastrel. These 4 are really foes, not friends. The wise man, recognizing this, should hold himself aloof from them as from some path of panic fear. Stop here for a moment. So these so-called friends, false friends, the first one is a very selfish fellow. What he can get, he is the all-take, everything to his advantage. The second one is the great talker. Third one is the flatterer, always praising you in front of you, but talking bad about you behind. And then the fellow spendthrift is one who will lead you to wine, women, and song. Enjoy. Householder's son, there are these 4 types who can be seen as loyal friends. The friend who is a helper is one. The friend who is the same in happy and unhappy times is one. The friend who points out what is good for you is one. And the friend who is sympathetic is one. The helpful friend can be seen to be a loyal friend in 4 ways. He looks after you when you are inattentive. He looks after your possessions when you are inattentive. He is a refuge when you are afraid. And when some business is to be done, he lets you have twice what you ask for. The friend who is the same in happy and unhappy times can be seen to be a loyal friend in 4 ways. He tells you his secrets. He guards your secrets. He does not let you down in misfortune. He would even sacrifice his life for you. The friend who points out what is good for you can be seen to be a loyal friend in 4 ways. He keeps you from wrongdoing. He supports you in doing good. He informs you of what you did not know, and he points out the path to heaven. The sympathetic friend can be seen to be a loyal friend in 4 ways. He does not rejoice at your misfortune. He rejoices at your good fortune. He stops others who speak against you, and he commends or praises those who speak in praise of you. Thus the Lord spoke. And the wayfarer, having spoken thus, the teacher added, the friend who is a helper, and the friend in times both good and bad, the friend who shows the way that's right, the friend who is full of sympathy. These 4 kinds of friends the wise should know at their true worth, and he should cherish them with care, just like a mother with her dearest child. The wise man trained and disciplined shines out like a beacon fire. He gathers wealth just as the bee gathers honey, and it grows like an anthill higher still. With wealth so gained, the layman can devote it to his people's good. He should divide his wealth in 4. 1 part he may enjoy at will. 2 parts he should put to work. The 4th part he should set aside as reserve in times of need. So here the loyal friend is the true friend, one who is very helpful to you, always looking after your welfare. The second one is really loyal to you, whether you are happy or you are bankrupt. You have a lot of people when you are bankrupt, so-called friends all run away. So if the friend still sticks with you when you are down and out, that's a real friend. And the third one who gives you good advice is a knowledgeable person. The 4th one is a sympathetic friend. He stops other people from talking bad about you, and he praises you in front of others. So these are the 4 true friends. And how householder's son, the last part here is that it says money should be money grows like an anthill higher still. You've seen an anthill? We have a few in the monastery. They build very slowly. Every night they build a bit. Every night they build a bit. So in life also, we lay people, you gather your wealth slowly. But a lot of people are very big-hearted. They want to sapu one time, make a big kill. That's dangerous because easy come, easy go. So you find people who go to the casino, make a lot of money one day, another day they are bankrupt. Because you get the money so easily, you don't value it. Last time my father told me he had a relation, inherited a big fortune from the father. And then he had bad friends, the friends who bring him to drink, to gamble, to cari perempuan, look for women and all these things. After several years, I don't know how long, maybe 10 years or so, all his fortune wasted, all gone, and he became a pauper. And then when that happened, all his friends ran away. Then he finally ended up almost like a beggar. Nobody wants to know him because he's penniless. So if money comes too fast, it's dangerous. That's why here the Buddha says, it grows like an anthill. And then when you have money, 1 part you can enjoy, 1/4. And then 1/2 you should put to work, invest somewhere. And then the 4th part you should save, 1/4 you should save. This just a rough guide, no hard rule. And now, and how householder's son does the Aryan disciple protect the 6 directions? These 6 things are to be regarded as the 6 directions. The east denotes mother and father, parents. The south denotes teachers. The west denotes wife and children. The north denotes friends and companions. The nadir is the bottom, denotes servants, workers and helpers. The zenith denotes ascetics and Brahmins. So this is finally the way the Buddha is trying to tell him how to protect the 6 directions. There are 5 ways in which a son should minister to his mother and father as the eastern direction. He should think, having been supported by them, I will support them. I will perform their duties for them. I will keep up the family tradition. I will be worthy of my heritage. After my parents' deaths, I will distribute gifts on their behalf. And there are 5 ways in which the parents, so ministered to by their son as the eastern direction, will reciprocate. They will restrain him from evil, support him in doing good, teach him some skill, find him a suitable wife, and in due time hand over his inheritance to him. In this way, the eastern direction is covered, making it at peace and free from fear. I'll stop here for a moment. So here, the duties towards parents spelled out here. But many of you are parents yourself. So here are the duties also of parents to children. Restrain them from evil. This is very important. From young, must not allow them to mix with bad company. I remember when I was young, I was during my times, there were a lot of gangs and always fighting and killing each other. And my family, parents and brothers and sisters always was very careful not to allow me to go out and mix with bad company. Now I reflect back, if they weren't so strict, I would have become one of the gangsters also. Even I didn't mix with them, also got into a lot of fights. Why? Because sometimes you don't want to look for a fight, also they come and disturb you. So, and then support him in doing good, encourage him, for example, to go to Sunday school, the Buddhist Sunday school, and then the other is not so important. There are 5 ways in which pupils should minister to their teachers as the southern direction: by rising to greet them, by waiting on them, by being attentive, by serving them, by mastering the skills they teach. And there are 5 ways in which their teachers, thus ministered to by their pupils as the southern direction, will reciprocate. They will give thorough instruction, make sure they have grasped what they should have duly grasped, give them a thorough grounding in all skills, recommend them to their friends and colleagues, and provide them with security in all directions. In this way, the southern direction is covered, making it at peace and free from fear. Stop here for a moment. Talking about duties to teachers and all that. Nowadays, I notice in Malaysia, a lot of Buddhist societies, they are teaching this teacher kui, this a disciple, duties of disciples. They teach them to school children, to Sunday school children and all this. And this comes from Confucius. Comes from Confucius. This Amitabha monk, what's his name? Jing Kong has popularized this in China and in all the Amitabha centers. And the other day, somebody sent a copy. It has English and Chinese. When I look at the English, I was surprised to find many of the things inside there are exactly like in the Vinaya books. The monks' Vinaya books, what the disciples' duties towards the teacher are very similar. It's something nowadays we need because after so many years, looks like the Malaysian Chinese have lost a lot of their culture. It might still be in Hong Kong or in China, but in Malaysia they have lost a lot of it. So must go back to the basics. There are 5 ways in which a husband should minister to his wife as the Western direction, by honoring her, by not disparaging her, by not being unfaithful to her, by giving authority to her, by providing her with adornments. And there are 5 ways in which a wife, thus ministered to by her husband as the Western direction, will reciprocate by properly organizing her work, by being kind to the servants, by not being unfaithful, by protecting stores, and by being skillful and diligent in all she has to do. In this way, the Western direction is covered, making it at peace and free from fear. This sutta, Sigalaka Sutta, I've spoken before. So one of my supporters in Penang, he was telling his friends about this, and it seems one monk heard that he said that the husband should provide adornments for the wife, buy the wife, let the wife, adorn herself and look pretty and all that. That monk is not familiar with these suttas and scolded him. How can he simply talk like that? He thought the Buddha won't say such a thing. But it's here in the suttas, I'm not lying. So that's why when a person is not familiar with the suttas, a lot of things you don't know. There are 5 ways in which a man should minister to his friends and companions as the northern direction: by gifts, by kindly words, by looking after their welfare, by treating them like himself, and by keeping his word. And there are 5 ways in which friends and companions, thus ministered to by a man as the northern direction, will reciprocate by looking after him when he is inattentive, by looking after his property when he is inattentive, by being a refuge when he is afraid, by not deserting him when he is in trouble, and by showing concern for his children. In this way, the northern direction is covered, making it at peace and free from fear. Earlier we heard about true friends or loyal friends and false friends. So here is talking about how friends should behave towards each other. If you look after your friends also will look after you. There are 5 ways in which a master should minister to his servants and work people as the nader: by arranging their work according to their strength, by supplying them with food and wages, by looking after them when they are ill, by sharing special delicacies with them, and by letting them off work at the right time. And there are 5 ways in which servants and work people, thus ministered to by their master as the nader, will reciprocate. They will get up before him, go to bed after him, take only what they are given, do their work properly, and be bearers of his praise and good repute. In this way, the nader is covered, making it at peace and free from fear. Stop here for a moment. So here is how to treat your workers, servants and workers. If you look after them properly, then they will reciprocate, give a good service to the employer, and also praise the employer and all that. There are 5 ways in which a man should minister to ascetics and Brahmins or monks as the zenith: by kindness in bodily speech, in bodily deed, speech and thought, and mind, by keeping open house for them, by supplying their bodily needs. And the ascetics and Brahmins, thus ministered to by him as the zenith, will reciprocate in 6 ways. They will restrain him from evil, encourage him to do good, be benevolently compassionate towards him, teach him what he has not heard, clarify what he has heard, and point out to him the way to heaven. In this way, the zenith is covered, making it at peace and free from fear. Thus the Lord spoke. So, stop here for a moment. So here, lay people should be kind towards monks as ascetics through action, speech and mind, and have the house always open to them, means welcome them, and supplying their requisites. And then it's a duty of the monks and ascetics to teach the lay people the Dhamma, so that if they practice the Dhamma, they will go to heaven. And the wayfarer, having spoken, the teacher added, Mother, father are the east, teachers are the southward point, wife and children are the west, friends and colleagues are the north, servants and workers are below, ascetics, Brahmins are above. These directions all should be honored by a clansman true. He who is wise and disciplined, kindly and intelligent, humble, free from pride, such a one may honor gain. Early rising, scorning sloth, unshaken by adversity, of faultless conduct, ready wit, such a one may honor gain. Making friends and keeping them, welcoming, no stingy host, a guide, philosopher and friend, such a one may honor gain. Giving gifts and kindly speech, a life well spent for others' good, even-handed in all things, impartial as each case demands. These things make the world go round, like the chariot's axle pin. If such things did not exist, no mother from her son would get any honor and respect, nor father either as their due. But since these qualities are held by the wise in high esteem, they are given prominence and are rightly praised by all. At these words, Sigalaka said to the Lord, Excellent, Reverend Gautama, excellent. It is as if someone were to set up what had been knocked down, or to point out the way to one who had got lost, or to bring an oil lamp into a dark place, so that those with eyes could see what was there. Just so the Reverend Gautama has expounded the Dhamma in various ways. May the Reverend Gautama accept me as a lay follower from this day forth as long as life shall last. It's the end of the sutta. You see in the middle here, giving gifts and kindly speech, a life well spent for others' good. A lot of people are selfish. Our life we spend for our own good only, seeking as much benefit for oneself as possible. But if we spend our life for the good, not only of others, not only of ourselves, but for everyone, at the end of life, which is very soon, then you will not regret. A lot of people are very selfish. And when the end comes, they have a lot of remorse. I didn't do this for people. I harmed this person. I hurt that person and all these things. So we go through another sutta. Can discuss this later.